of Riverton is now in session. The Honorable Judge Fergus Donnelly presiding.
Please be seated. The court will now hear the case of the State of Ohio versus Hansel and Gretel Schmidt. Hansel and Gretel Schmidt are teenagers who are new to Hecksville, have been abandoned by their father and cruel stepmother in the village of Hecksville, which is in Salem County, Ohio. In order to survive, Hansel and Gretel must find a job and decide to inquire about employment at Malvinia's gingerbread house. During their visit to the bakery, a series of events leads to a scuffle between Hansel and Gretel and Malvinia Cruller. Plans of gingerbread houses being smashed, candies and cookies being taken off of gingerbread houses, and third-degree burns received by Malvinia occur. Did Hansel and Gretel flee the scene to escape Malvinia's plot, or were Hansel and Gretel two rowdy teens who had a habit of stealing to survive? Please listen closely to the details and information in the testimony of the defendants and witness to determine Hansel and Gretel's intent or purpose for their actions. You must decide if they are innocent or guilty. Are the prosecution and defense ready to present their cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
We will now hear opening statements from the prosecution.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the defendants Hansel and Gretel Schmidt are accused of petty theft, criminal mischief, and aggravated battery. We will prove that the defendants Hansel and Gretel Schmidt are guilty of these crimes. We know that Hansel and Gretel Schmidt tried to put Malvinia Cruller in her bakery oven. This aggravated battery resulted in Malvinia suffering from third-degree burns. Hansel and Gretel Schmidt intentionally ate and stole candy from Malvinia Cruller's bakery because they lacked parental guidance. Because they had no money, they resorted to petty theft. Hansel and Gretel Schmidt were involved in criminal mischief when they knocked over gingerbread houses and destroyed property belonging to Malvinia Cruller.
We will now hear opening statements from the defense.
We will prove that the defendants Hansel and Gretel Schmidt are not guilty of these crimes. We know that Hansel and Gretel Schmidt were in Malvinia Cruller's bakery only to seek employment. Hansel and Gretel accidentally knocked down a few gingerbread houses when trying to get away from Malvinia Cruller's capture. There was no criminal mischief because there was no malicious intent to destroy the gingerbread houses. Hansel and Gretel Schmidt were only trying to escape being kidnapped and eaten by Malvinia Cruller. They did not commit aggravated battery because their intent was not to harm Malvinia Cruller but to save themselves. As Hansel and Gretel were escaping the bakery, no candy fell from their pockets, which will prove no petty theft occurred.
Would the prosecution like to call to the stand their first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to call Malvinia Cruller to the stand.
Malvinia Cruller, please take stand.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may be seated.
Can you tell the court a little about yourself?
Well, I moved to Hecksville a few years ago, and I opened my bakery, and I love baking gingerbread houses, and I think that is one of my specialties.
What happened on the afternoon of October 30th?
Two kids walked into my bakery shop, and I asked them if they needed help, but they said that they were just browsing. And then they started knocking over gingerbread houses, and I please asked them to leave and stop, and they did not listen. And for defense, I grabbed a pan to defend myself, and they pushed me over, and I fell into the oven.
Were the burns you suffered a result of the scuffle with Hansel and Gretel Schmidt?
Yes.
Did anyone help you during this incident? If so, who?
Yes, Sammy Snipely helped me during this incident.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Would the defense like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Does your husband assist you at your bakery? No. Where was Mr. Cruller on the afternoon on October 30th? He was working. How did you get burned? Where are your injuries? Can you show the court your injuries? Are you fully healed? No, I'm not fully healed, and it is on my left hand. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Would the prosecution like to call to the stand their second witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to call Samantha Snipely to the stand.
Samantha Snipely, please take stand.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may be seated.
How do you know Malvinia Cruller?
I have a store next door to Malvinia's Bakery.
Describe the sounds you heard coming from Malvinia Cruller's bakery on October 30th that alerted you she needed help.
Well, on October 30th, I heard a loud crashing, some metal banging together, and some loud screams. So I went next door to see what was going on.
Who did you see in the bakery?
As I entered the bakery, Hansel and Gretel Schmidt were running out of the bakery.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Would the defense like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. How long have you known Malvinia Cruller?
I think Malvinia Cruller moved to Hexville about 7 years ago, and she had asked me about opening a bakery in the neighborhood, and so we met because her store is next to mine.
Have you previously noticed any weird activity around Malvinia Cruller's bakery?
No, ma'am.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Would the prosecution like to call to the stand their third witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to call Officer Bertie Johnson to the stand.
Officer Bertie Johnson, please take the stand.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may be seated.
How were you alerted that assistance was needed at Malvinia's bakery on the afternoon of October 30th?
Well, Samantha Snipely had called and said that Malvinia Cruller suffering third-degree burns. So, obviously ambulance came, and also the police department, as well as I came.
When you arrived on the scene, what did you see? What were you told?
So I saw Samantha Snipely and Malvinia Cruller by the oven, and Malvinia seemed to be in serious pain. So I also saw two teens at the corner of the street. They were running across the street. I don't know where they were running to, but that is what I saw.
Once Hansel and Gretel Schmidt were arrested, did they have any candy or crumbs from Malvinia's bakery on them?
So before we had previously gotten police car washed, and when I took Hansel and Gretel out of the police car, I noticed crumbs of cookies and peppermint candies on the police car floor.
Why were the accusers charged with aggravated battery and criminal mischief?
Well, criminal mischief because, let's start with aggravated battery. Aggravated battery because they knocked over a gingerbread house. Well, mostly because they tried to put Malvinia Cruller in an oven, and then criminal mischief because they knocked over gingerbread houses that were not rightfully owned to them.
Nothing further.
Will the defense like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. What did you observe when you entered Malvinia Cooler's bakery?
So I observed obviously the gingerbread houses on the floor, the two teenagers on the corner of the street, Malvinia Cooler by the oven. The oven was open and the pan was right on top of the oven. That's mostly what I observed.
You mentioned in your statement that Hansel and Gretel did not resist arrest. Is that common behavior for guilty suspects?
So that is common behavior, mostly because most criminals don't think they're doing anything wrong, most likely because they're not policemen. But if you look at the law and things, then you'll know that some people are actually doing wrong in the community.
Did you ask them why they were running?
I did not ask them why they were running, mostly because they would not talk. I could not get them to talk.
Did you attempt to contact Hansel and Gretel's parents?
I did not attempt to contact them because they stated that their parents had abandoned them.
Nothing further.
We will now hear closing statements from the prosecution.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
We're gonna let the defense present their witness.
Would the defense like to call to the stand their first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to call Hansel Schmidt to the stand.
Hansel Schmidt, please take stand.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
yes.
You may be seated.
What happened on the afternoon of October 30th? Why were you visiting Malvinia Cooler's bakery?
We were going to ask for employment.
What happened that prevented you from asking Malvinia Cooler for a job in her bakery?
There was a lot of fighting going on.
Did you eat, destroy, or steal any candy or gingerbread houses?
No.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Would the prosecution like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Your intent when visiting Malvinia Cooler's bakery was to find employment. Did you ever ask her for a job during the visit?
Yes, we tried.
Why was your sister Gretel crying? What did you do to stop her from crying? And did you give her anything from the bakery?
I didn't give her anything from the bakery, and she was crying because there was a lot of fighting going on and she was scared. And she stopped crying when she saw the police officer.
Why did you flee the bakery if you did nothing wrong?
We fled to get away because we feared that we would get harmed.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Would the defense like to call to the stand their second witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to call Gretel Schmidt to the stand.
Gretel Schmidt, please take the stand.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes.
You may be seated.
Why did your parents leave you in Hexville?
Well, my mean stepmother convinced my father that to leave us there. There's no specific reason that I know, but she would often say that if we started pulling our own legs, then we would have more food to go on the table.
Why were you and your your mother looking for a job?
Well, since they had abandoned us, we needed something to do. Well, we had a little bit of money from doing chores and old jobs at home, but no one knew me, so I couldn't babysit. And so we decided to go to the bakery and ask for employment.
What triggered the scuffle between you and Lavinia Cooler? What part did Hansel and Gretel play in this incident?
Well, we were looking at the shop, and then Malvinia seemed to be angry here while we were looking around. And then we touched one because we were admiring it. And then she got so angry that she started doing things like hitting us with a hot baking pan that came right out of the oven.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Would the prosecution like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Where are your parents?
My parents,
Mhm.
so they are still at home. I'm guessing. I do not know what has happened to them since they put us on the side of the road.
Why did you try to put Malvinia Cooler in her own oven on October 30th?
I did not. As self-defense, Hansel pushed her because he was afraid that she would hit one of us. Because he was afraid that she would hit one of us. And she fell on the oven door.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Would the defense like to call to the stand their third witness? Please. The witness may take the stand. May leave the stand.
Thank you.
Would the defense like to call to the stand the third witness?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to call Jackie Horner to the stand.
Jackie Horner, please take stand.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may be seated.
How do you know Hansel and Gretel Schmidt?
I saw them walking to Melvinia's shop.
Where were you on the afternoon of October 30th around 2:30 p.m.?
I was in my shop looking out the window.
What did you see near Melvinia Cooler's bakery? What did you do?
I saw Hansel and Gretel running past my shop, and Gretel crying.
Nothing further.
Would the prosecution like to cross-examine this witness?
Yes, Your Honor. How do you know Malvinia Cooler?
She has a shop next to mine.
What do you know about the events that occurred on the afternoon of October 30th?
I know that, I know that there was some fighting, and someone got hurt. I think it was Melvinia. That's all I know.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
The witness may leave the stand. We will now hear closing statements from the prosecution.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have shown you the defendants, Hansel and Gretel Schmidt, are guilty of petty theft, criminal mischief, and aggravated battery. The evidence shows that the defendants, Hansel and Gretel Schmidt, are guilty because when creating a disturbance in Melvinia Cooler's bakery, Hansel and Gretel Schmidt intentionally knocked down and destroyed several gingerbread houses. Hansel and Gretel Schmidt intended to push Melvinia Cooler in the oven, resulting in a lifelong suffering and scars. Lifelong pain sufferings. As Hansel and Gretel Schmidt were taken into custody by Officer Bertie Johnson, candies and crumbs were found in their pockets. Pieces of candy were picked off the gingerbread houses and eaten by Hansel and Gretel Schmidt. We must find the defendants Hansel and Gretel guilty of as charged.
We will now hear closing statements from the defense.
The evidence shows that the defendants Hansel and Gretel Schmidt are not guilty because when trying to escape Melvinia Cooler's capture, Hansel and Gretel Schmidt accidentally knocked down a few gingerbread houses when trying to. There was no criminal mischief because there was no malicious intent to destroy the gingerbread houses. Hansel and Gretel did not commit aggravated battery because their intent was not to harm Melvinia Cooler but to save themselves. Melvinia Cooler was supposedly burned when she attempted to put Gretel Schmidt into the oven. As Hansel and Gretel Schmidt were escaping from the bakery, no candy fell from their pockets, which will prove no petty theft occurred. If any crumbs or candy were found in their pockets, it is a result of accidentally bumping the gingerbread houses during their brave escape. We must find the defendants Hansel and Gretel Schmidt not guilty as charged.
All rise. The court will now be in recess while the jury deliberates.
All rise. This court is